Hello there. My name is Fabio and I welcome you to today's meditation, talk and meditation. I'm glad you are here. Make yourself as comfortable as possible. Take a few deep breaths in. Ground yourself. Let go. One more deep breath in, deeply into your belly, not into your chest only. Deeply into your belly, let it expand and hold it for a brief moment and let go. Today, I want to talk about our instinct, our intuition, gut instincts slash intuition. Because we all have it, and it's hard to describe this trust. It's a sense of trust that comes with it, right? We have a certain feeling towards a person, a situation, a maybe food even, that tells us maybe this is not the right thing. Maybe it's better for me if I avoid this dish, person, or situation. Or whatever. Those are just the first three things that come to my mind, right? And how many of you, now it's getting interesting, have listened to what your intuition has to say, but then decided to ignore it, and then afterwards found out, oh, I should have listened? Many times, right? And how many of you trusted your intuition and found out in the end, oh yeah, I'm glad I listened to it. And how many of you have listened to your gut instincts and then were disappointed afterwards? This never happened to me. So I would just assume that we can trust our gut instincts. And since we can, and the failure rate is so low, how come we still ignore it at times? I know what's right, and I know what I should do, but. Sounds familiar. And sometimes I address things and might come across like I know better or whatever. I do mistakes as well. It's not like because I meditate, I know all my stuff. I'm just a normal human being with flaws and many mistakes and whatever, right? It's just that sometimes I observe things, therefore I speak about them. And then I ask myself, since we actually have this very fail proof intuition, this radar inside of us, right? Why do we decide to ignore it at times? And the answer for me is the ego, the wanting, the clinging, the I. What is in there for me? More. Not being able to let go. This, right? And oftentimes the ego gets portrayed as something bad because it's not very much aligned with our highest self, let's say. Yet, please keep in mind that there has to be this balance because we live in this world of duality. Duality is a law in the 3D realm we perceive when our eyes are open. Alright? It's very important to remember. And hence, we cannot prefer one over the other because both are good in a way, right? I prefer daytime too because the sun is shining and I'm a big fan of the sun, by the way. If there is a fan club for the sun, I would be the leader of it. I mean, come on, the sun, right? But without the night, the beautiful sun would be just a burden at one point, at some point, right? Because trees would start to burn since it's so hot at times and there's no cooling down period. We wouldn't be able to sleep properly. Our circadian rhythm would be completely upside down, and the list goes on, alright? So, the night, the polar opposite of things, which can be depicted very negatively because the nighttime is dark, right? And it's not as beautiful maybe compared to the daytime. It has its beauty, don't get me wrong here, but generally, you know what I'm referring to, right? So, we need to have this balance of the me that's aiming for the highest self and the ego. And there are so many practices that believe in ego death, and I want to get rid of my ego completely, and that's so unnatural in this 3D realm. You have to integrate it, you have to understand it, you have to go with it hand in hand somehow, with boundaries, of course, but not ego death or whatever. And there is no me without an ego. Let that sink in. And I feel like those people who actively try to overcome the ego and whatever, they always get they get weird. They get crazy. There's something going on with them. You can see it in their eyes and their behavior. when they get super lost in their idea of spirituality and highest self and whatever, when they believe in this ego death and have to get rid of my ego type of thing, they, yeah, they develop a weird kind of being, and you can see it in the eyes. There's something, there's just something going on. It seems like I'm pointing fingers here. I don't want to put anybody down. It's just for me, trying to get rid of the ego is just makes no sense. It's like trying to get rid of the night, because in the night, whatever happens. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Don't fall for that, please. All right, don't fall for that. So I I am a bit off track from how we started. Mm. Even though the ego taints can taint our decision making and can make us not listen to our intuition, right? And whatever. The ego isn't bad. The ego is something that has to be understood, integrated, again with boundaries. But the more aware you are of your ego, the more awareness and mindfulness you have of you, know thyself. You have to know yourself with the good and the bad, because we all have it. Each and everybody of us has an ego and has the bad sides and has the. "Ugh." This is just normal. And people who deny it are the worst. Not because they are the baddest ever, but they're super unaware. There are people in this world who literally believe that they don't have an ego and that they only do good deeds and oh no, it doesn't happen. And if they're not bad to others at times, they're bad to themselves at times, because giving yourself up just in order to be a service to others all the times is an ego thing as well, right? So yeah, we all have the ego, and no, we shouldn't get rid of it. Should get to know it. Look into the eyes of the ego and into, well, basically into ourselves, into our eyes, and make ourselves understand, right? This is me, this is who I am, this is how I operate in my worst moments, this is how I operate in my best moments. But regardless of this, one thing we can always rely on is our intuition, to come back to how we started. Trust in your intuition. Because intuition is coming from our subconscious, right? And our subconscious sees and feels and perceives way more than we do. And in order to survive daily life without getting overstimulated from everything the subconscious perceives, we have a filter, because the subconscious is talking to us all the time, but we filter it because it won't shut up. right? It's like so. To remain sane, right? And intuition is something we don't we don't mute from our subconscious. It comes through. We receive the message on our messenger app in our conscious brain. We receive the message from our subconscious. Sender intuition. Message, do this and that. Or message, don't do this and that. We see the message. And then we ignore it. Red. Two checks. Yeah, let's not be stupid. Alright? Yeah. Long intro. How long did I talk now? 14, 16 minutes. Oh God. Oopsie. Oopsie. But yeah. This is it. Oh my God. I'm going to meditate now. And now the dog starts barking. Right now, my feet start sleeping. And I'm really going to meditate. What if I change the position of this to able meditate like so? Huh? I think that's okay. For each and everybody who wishes to meditate with me now, find your most comfortable position. Sit or lay down as you please. Take a deep breath in. Let go. We'll start the timer now. Let's go for 20 minutes and then let's go for 25 minutes. See you later. Thank you for being here. Thank you for meditating with me. See you. See you. Bye.